Selamat sore Bapak dan Ibu yang terhormat, nama saya Kapten Dennis dan saya komandan pesawat Boeing 737. 4 tahun yang lalu saya adalah komandan pesawat ETR 72600 di Garuda-Indonesia Airlines. Saya akan berbicara bahasa Inggris. Maaf, terima kasih telah menonton. Hello my friends and welcome. My name is Dennis and sorry my Indonesian friends, we are not going to speak in Bahasa Indonesia today. We are going to speak in English because I have the international and multicultural channel, so I want everyone to understand everything here. So sorry about it my friends. And as you probably know, I'm Boeing 737 captain, but just 4 years ago I used to fly the ATR 72-600, the brand new in wonderful airline Garuda-Indonesia, of course in Indonesia. And today we're going to fly there once again, but using the brand new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So my friends, let's go! Here we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator menu. Let's go to the world map over here. I just downloaded this flight sim, then it was firstly released around 2.5 weeks ago. And where is Indonesia? It should be here, but it's covered with clouds. So probably I'll change to different chart just to show you everything my friends. So I have Google chart over here. So now I live in Ukraine. So here's the Europe, in east part of it, the big country Ukraine, and I live here in the capital city of Kiev. But I was working here for 2 long or 2 short years, and as you can see, the Indonesia is very big. It's the largest country in Southeast Asia, I think. Well, China is big, also in Asia. India is also big, but this is the biggest Muslim country is in the world, the Indonesia. As you can see, many islands: Sumatra Island, Kalimantan, Java Island, Sulawesi, Papua province. If you've seen the worst place to be a pilot, it was filmed here in Papua region with Susi Air. They used to fly. They fly Pilatus Porter and Cessna Caravan, as far as I remember, and also they fly all around the Indonesia. And you see this small island, relatively small compared to, let's say, Kalimantan, but almost 80% of all Indonesians live here in Java Island, and it is very populated island, I would say. The Bali is here, Lombok is near, Komodo Island is there, and the airport. So I was flying all around the Indonesia, but my base was here in this beautiful island of Sulawesi. Let's show you this type of the map. My base was in Makassar. It's a large city. If we were talking about the population compared to European cities, as far as I remember, 7 million people live there in Makassar. It has a big airport with several runways. But we used to fly from Makassar to Bau. Yes, from Makassar to Kolaka. From Makassar to Mamuju, it should be here. Yes, Mamuju. From Makassar to Lubuk. Here's Lubuk. And I think that's maybe all, or maybe I forgot something. So 1 year I spent in this city flying these small routes here, not more than 1.5 hour on ATR. And why the Indonesia is the aviation transport in Indonesia is very popular, because you may spend not more than 1 hour flying from Makassar to Bau on ATR 72, or you may spend a couple of days or even more traveling by boat there. So you can see many islands. That is why the aviation is very popular. Oh, we also flew from Makassar to Balikpapan. It's a quite big city over here. The Sulawesi island is very famous of one thing. Here is the place called Taraja. I think it's on the north from Mount Latimonjo here. I think it's the biggest mountain on the island. So the Toraja region is famous of the funeral ceremony. The legend said, I don't know if it's true or not, the first people that came to Sulawesi Island, they traveled by boat, and they made some kind of boat type houses there, and they have a special traditions. Then someone is dying or dead, they keep the separate room for the dead body, and after they gain some of the money, they earn some of the money from their, I don't know, business, from their work, they start the buried ceremony, the funeral ceremony. And the funeral ceremony, they kill lots of animals, just for ceremony, and sometimes these ceremonies can cost up to $300,000 from what I heard. And special bulls are used as, to be killed during this funeral ceremony. That's their tradition, and lots of tourists come and visit that place, Toraja place here. I've never been there, but my friends went there and they say it's not a good place to come with your children because animals got killed there for this ceremony. But it's very unique region. What else? The Palo, terrible, as far as I remember, terrible thing happened here. The tsunami wave went here and destroyed part of the city. Many people lost their lives, so quite terrible thing happened there, I think 1 or 2 years ago. This place is mostly covered with mountains here. Madado also, we used to fly there, but not on ATR, on CRJ. Some of the pilots also based in Makassar, they used to fly to Manado, and here's the very nice place for diving. So some of the mountains, volcanoes, etc., and you may spend a good vacation there just diving. Good place for snorkeling maybe, or diving. If we go to the south part of Sulawesi Island, there is also one big mountain, Monkong Lompo Batang. It's the biggest mountain in this south region, and if you take this highway, you may go to Bira. There's the good beach there, Pantai Bira beach, and I was there. I took the car, I put in my bicycle, and I went there. I met some interesting people, even tourists there. Quite a small place, but quite wonderful as well. Makassar, the big city. I used to live here in Pantai Biru, somewhere here, as far as I remember. There's the big mall over here, and I was delivered to airport, which is on the north part, I think. Where is it? Here is the airport, Sultan Hasanuddin Airport. As you can see, 2 runways, military apron, and it's here, and civilian terminal building is here. And I was taken there every working day by driver. So let's just fly, my friends, because I'm explaining you too much of information. Why should I give it? Just fly there. And let's start from Makassar. Where is it? Okay, Sultan Hasanuddin, set as departure airport. Flight conditions, weather day, clear skies for you to see everything, and let's just fly. Pam pam. Alright, here we go. We are in Cessna 152 and we'll just fly. I just want to show you the surroundings, so we are not going to fly exactly as pilots fly their airplanes, because it's just a game. It's arcade flight simulator. It's far to be the real flight simulator so far, because this game is new. I already tried it, and I would say that, well, for Cessna 152 it's more or less realistic, but for bigger planes it's nothing more than the game. So we are at runway 31. Let's fly it. I have the joystick, by the way, that will help me to control this airplane. Runway 31. I don't remember if we use it. Probably not. Probably use the other runway mostly for our landings. By the way, if you want to become a pilot in Indonesia, there are some of the government supported flight schools, and they always need new pilots. However, it's very hard, of course, a lot of competition because many people wants to fly, you know, to have a nice job because the pilot salary is greater than average salary as usual. Okay, where are we? Let's go and see everything. So there is the terminal building. Let's go and see it. Sultan Hassanuddin. Yeah, well, usually we take off from this runway and land on runway 31. Usually it's like this. Well, this game is lagging a little bit. And here, I'll just stop here. Here is the military apron, and Sukhoi aircraft, Sukhoi 35 is based in Makassar. I saw them. I know that they are there. Quite interesting. The Indonesian military, I mean, they use Sukhoi, they use, you know, Russian-made airplanes, fighters. They also use the F-16 American-built airplanes, C-130. So here is the apron. Yes, exactly. We have this like a lake, artificial lake there, and the big terminal building there. Garuda used to have Boeing 747 also, and they have it based in Makassar because lots of flights. There were lots of flights to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. They fly there to pray because Makassar is the huge Muslim city. There are different cities, different areas. For example, on the east side of Indonesia, Papua province, they are mostly Christians, and on the south, let's say Bali, they are Hinduist. So many religions are in Indonesia, and it's good. It's good. It's very, I would say, peaceful country from what I experienced there. So no problems with your religion. So I was flying mostly with Muslim people because 18% of Indonesians are Muslims. But also I used to work with Christians, with Buddhists. So I fly to the city right now. Usually from this way you approach for runway 31. Where is the big mountain? Oh, it's there. It's very interesting. Then you fly to Makassar from Bao. You're approaching from this mountain. It's very high. I would say I think so far as I remember, it's 11,000 feet or something. And then you cross it, you know, you descend. Oh, it's very interesting. You are in close proximity. And then the weather is like today. You're able to spot everything. You just fly to the place where I used to live or something. It's a big city of Makassar. Some of the buildings, etc. Usually pilots live there, I mean expats, the foreign pilots, they live in Citroland. I don't remember the place of that district. It's quite nice district with good houses. But I was living near to the sea in Pantai Biru or something, or Pantai Bira. I don't remember the name, and it's very close to the sea. And it took me as 45 minutes to get from my home place to airport. But I have the driver, the Garuda-Indonesia driver. They provided us with the drivers, so it's very convenient for us to get to the airport across this city. It's lagging, you know. My laptop is quite nice. It's 16 gigabytes of RAM, Intel Core i7, GeForce graphic processor GTX 1060, but still this game is lagging. I don't know why. Maybe they need to release the new update, but actually it's new update, my friends, and it's still lagging. But I don't want to reduce the graphics because you won't be able to see the nice picture. I mean, the houses, the shadows, the water will be very bad. And as you can see, this simulator is bagging a little bit. So there is no such I don't know what is this. Just a buggy simulator. And yes, there are lots of islands there, and you may take the boat from the harbor and you can go there, I mean by boat, to those islands, and the water there is much more fresher, much more cleaner than in the city, and you can, you know, dive, snorkel, you can just relax and take your time with your family, with your friends. Nice place actually. And here, as far as I remember, it's a central part of the city. Let's go down closer to it, reduce the throttle and go down. This is the harbor and the central avenue over there, where most of the cafes, you know, located. And it's very strict there with alcohol, for example. Cannot just easily buy. You can buy the Bintang beer with the star, but I don't drink, my friends. So this is why I didn't buy it, because I don't drink it. So it's the simulator bag, as you may see. Some trees in the ocean. Yeah, it's default city, default airport. Harbor with some yachts and ships and boats. The fisherman ships are there. You can buy fresh fish over here in the central part, just near to the harbor, directly from the fisherman. Some storage. I think it's oil storage or maybe petrol storage. Yeah, it's lagging, my friend, sorry about it. I think that's the central, oh sorry, I think that's the central road here. And usually go through this road to your airport, so this road, or coming back home. And here maybe are containers to deliver goods. Yes, the harbor itself. It's a very populated area. And on the left here we have the Chinatown, where the open air market's located. And if you are not Muslim and you want to eat some pork, you can go to China market and buy the pork, but I never did it. I just ate some chicken, you know, fish. I'm just afraid to buy from open air markets the meat. It's better for me to go to some supermarket. Okay. So here is the very interesting road, and you can go to the right and see, ouch, and see the ocean. I will just stop here. And here they built something really incredible. Taman, Taman, it means the place where people live, and it's very expensive area to live. I think the Citroland 2 or something. So here's the big mall, and we are heading towards our home, my home that I was living in. Let's go. I'll show you. So there, by the time I was living in Indonesia, they were building this huge place, Citroland 2. It's absolutely massive and crazy, like in Dubai, you know. I think it will be very expensive. And here's the mall, the big mall, Trans Studio Mall. There is the gym. There are so many interesting things, like, you know, shops, different shops. It's like a Western type of civilization. I mean, this Trans Studio Mall. Actually, it's very developed city. I mean, Makassar is very developed and it's nice city. But in real life, it's much smaller. the Trans Studio Mall. You have cinemas, you have everything there. I think in real life it's 5-story building, but here we have around 9 or 10 stores in that building. And then you cross this river. Okay, I need to find my where I used to live. Oh, I see, yes. So there's the Colonial Hotel over there. Some of the pilots, my friends who were also pilots on CRJ and ATR, they were based in that hotel, but I rented the house just near to the sea. So it's Pantai Bira here. I'll just show you the house. Okay, stop. No, a little bit closer here. Yes, stop. So I used to live, my friends, in this kind of house. It's not realistic, however. I mean, it's not real buildings here. They're 3-story or 4-story buildings, and they're much more beautiful compared to what we see here. The sea is very, very close. However, the beach is not very nice because the sand, it's like volcanic, so it's dark, and some of the rubbish usually there. Of course, sometimes they clean it, but usually it's a very dirty place. But even though you have, nevertheless, I would say you have the sea just nearby, and you can take the boat just from this beach and go to Keke Island. The Keke Island should be there. Let's go for it. So you need to travel by boat, as far as I remember, around 20 minutes to reach the Keke Island. But I don't see it. Where is it? Should be here, just around. I don't know, my friends, what else can I show you in this Makassar area. Well, usually I cross this bridge, and there is open air fruit market or vegetables market. So just land this airplane somewhere. I have realism on, so sorry, we may crash. But nothing happened. Nice. If you go all the way through this river, you'll reach the big mountain there that I was talking to you about. Pam pam. Alright, my friends, let's move to other airport. Well, the first year I was based in Makassar, we flew to many of the destinations in Sulawesi Island, but after all, the Garuda changed our schedule after 1 year, and we were flying all around Indonesia. So our usual stuff was like I was flying from Makassar to Balikpapan as a passenger on Boeing 737. Then I took my ATR and I was flying, let's say, to Palangkaraya and Pontianak, and from Pontianak to, as far as I remember, Pangkalambung and something else here. I don't actually remember where. And the same story for this island, for Sumatra, for Java Island, for these islands, and as well for Ambon. So we flew to Ambon as passengers, and from Ambon, let's say, we flew to Langgur. It's here, not to this airport, but there is other airport in the south. Where is it? I don't actually remember. So I flew to the bigger airport in the south, but I based my Cessna 152 here. So let's fly and I'll show you our home where I used to live in this island of Langgur. Let's just fly our Cessna 152. Really like this plane. Release the parking brake. Nice. So I wasn't in this airport. I'll show you the chart. WAPF. Yes, I was here. I used to fly into this airport, the bigger one. This island is very small. I think it's around 25 miles here, or maybe even 20. and our home was somewhere here. Actually, there were no nice hotels, and Garuda-Indonesia usually provides the crew with the one of the best hotels that there are in some cities like Balikpapan and maybe Makassar, or where you stay in Jakarta, you stay in very nice hotels. But here there are no any nice hotels, my friends. So they made the agreement with local businessman, and Garuda just rented his big house there with lots of rooms, and we had even the separate island in a sea. I will show it to you. And there were some of the facilities and buildings on that island as well. And you can reach that island only traveling by boat. Alright guys, I see this place. So in this small village we used to live in Langgur area, and then you approach the runway, you overfly this area. I'll just show you. So you overfly this part of the island, then you're approaching for this runway from this direction, and your altitude is around 1500 1000 feet here, so quite close to this area. And the guy, I mean the businessman, he owns the huge house there, and he also built some kind of the church, because local people are mostly Christian or Protestant or something. So here is the church actually. I'll stop here. So here is the big church, and our house, it's somewhere here, the big one, or maybe, yes, this house probably. It's one big house. Very interesting. And the island itself, the island is here. It also belongs, as far as I understood, to that businessman. He's a nice guy actually. I used to talk, to speak with him. He's nice. And there are some facilities, and I want just to check if there is some kind of house. And you just take the boat, you go here, and your snorkel here is all nice. I can see the house there. It looks very real, my friends. Very real. So the house, some of the facilities, and this beach is a little bit longer like this. And what you do, you take your masks for snorkel, and you snorkel there. Some of the islands also did some fishing there. Great place. That is why I like my job in Indonesia. I love this place. And also there is a wonderful place. I'll just show it to you right now. Maybe we'll land there. It's the whitest sand I have ever seen in my life. It's on that beach in Langgur. Let's extend the flaps to landing, and let's try to land there. It's a very long beach, and it's there are nobody usually, especially on your working day. Everyone is busy. On weekends you can see some of the people, but during the dailies, I mean regular day, you won't see anyone there. It's a very beautiful place, my friends. Paradise. And not many tourists. I would say no tourists at all. I saw one tourist or maybe two there, but mostly local people. So here is Langgur beach. It's very long. I think this place is very underestimated, because I think it's much better than Bali. I think it is, but it's very, I would say, remote. It's lagging. Let's try to land there, not on the water but on the sand. The sand is very soft. Ouch. Boom. Sorry, we crashed. Let's go to other airport. The other airport. Well, I like this place, Ambon. So we also used to fly to Langgur here from this airport, and you overfly this, the sea, the ocean. Nothing is in very close proximity. Only just this island, and you overfly over it. but what you can see from your airplane is just sea, the ocean, the water. If something happened to your airplane, you'll for sure land in the water. It's quite not that scary, but quite unusual. Sound lucky. Fly also to Sound Lucky. I think it's here. Sound Lucky. Maybe it's somewhere here. And you take alternate Darwin Airport, which is in Australia. Very interesting. Yeah, you fly in local Indonesian airport, but you take Australian airport as your alternate, and it's actually closer to Darwin than to Ambon here. Interesting. But also we used to fly to Sorong. It's also a nice place for diving. Sorong, nice airport. And I used to fly to Ternate. Let's fly to Ternate because it's volcano. Again, we are in a Cessna, and let me show you the surroundings. Here's the volcano. It is active, my friends, and the airport is just at the base of this volcano, and the city, the quite big cities on that part. One more volcano, some of the other volcanoes. Very interesting. So let's take off and you'll see. What is interesting about this volcano is that it is active volcano. When I was landing there, it was producing some of the fumes, and sometimes this Ternate airport is closed due to volcano eruption. Well, there is no any lava, I would say, lava flows that can destroy the city nearby, but still, I think it's quite dangerous to fly there, to live there. I think the city here is even the capital of the local province or something. By the way, you may find the video, the real video from the cockpit from ATR on my channel of landing on this runway strip there. The runway is quite long. I think, as far as I remember, it's around 2,000 meters or maybe 1,850 or something. So big planes like this one, they can land there. That's the Hiri Island, as far as I remember. Yeah, this is massive volcano, my friends. Well, it's not a big deal in volcanoes in Indonesia because they are everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. In Bali, Lombok, many other places, in Sumatra Island, in Java Islands, everywhere volcanoes. So they're not making some kind of big deal about it. If it's erupting, if the wind blows out from the airport, you can land. But if the wind blows into the airport, usually the airport is closed because the volcano ash can block the inlet, the air inlet inside the engines, and your engines may just stall. It's okay for piston engines, but it's very critical for jet engines. That's the Tidore volcano or Tidore Island. It's the Gamalama. Yes, it is Gamalama. I was right about this volcano. I think it's the biggest one in this region, and as you can see, the city is quite big at this base. The small volcanoes, or maybe not volcanoes, but the mountains. It's very interesting, my friends. Then you land there, you're just approaching the huge volcano, and the runway is there. It's a nice experience. This airport has VRDME. Babula Airport has VRDME system, and you usually use this system for your approach, or you may do the visual approach. There is only one way for one runway may be used for VRDME approach, and if you want to approach from this side, you may use some circle to land maneuver or visual approach. So usually if I'm approaching this runway from this side, I use the VRDME, I'll descend to minimum descent altitude, then I'll turn to the right, extend the landing gear flaps here, and on the base landing flaps, and then land from this side. It's the standard way how I land from this side. And this mountain is very huge. We have some fish eye on this camera in the simulator. That's why it may not be so huge as in real life, but believe me my friends, then you see this volcano, it's just fantastic, fantastic view. And then you see some of the clouds, you know, ashes on the top. It's quite scary, maybe quite scary. I think we'll do 3 airports in the same video. So today we flew in Makassar, we flew in Langgur area, and here the Ternate, also very interesting place. It's just the sightseeing, my friends, nothing special here. I'll not tell you how to approach because I don't have the charts with me, so I need to search for them in internet. Just show you the spectacular views. My simulator is lagging, that is what I don't like. Wow, it's a massive volcano. Let's go for our landing. Let's see if we can land there. Go, or the speed is quite high. So just reduce the thrust, pitch up to lose the speed, and extend the flaps to landing. I never flown the Cessna 152. I was flying Vilga for my private pilot training. But I like this airplane as for simulator. It's okay. Yeah, the graphics is nice, but it is lagging, my friends. On my laptop is not very powerful, so it's better to have the good hardware. But even on good hardware, the simulator is also sometimes bugging or lagging. So I think there are some of the bugs inside this game. But from what I see, my friends, this game is fantastic. You can spot your house, you can spot everything. The buildings, the structures themselves may not be true, but the position is real, like in real Google chart. Okay, let's try to land on the runway. That runway is very long for this type of the airplanes. And usually then you land somewhere, even in a very remote areas like here. It's not very remote, I would say. It's quite okay. But I think this place also has the flight school, and if you fly somewhere you see lots of flight schools because the aviation in Indonesia is very developed, very developed, and they need pilots, my friends. So I was employed there as expat, and that is why for sure they need local people. And Garuda-Indonesia, of course, they hired us temporarily, and they were waiting for the local pilots to be trained for captain position. Yeah, we just landed on ATR, and it's good, my friends. They secure the local market for local people. That's how it should be, I think. There are many local pilots many local people who wanted to become a pilot because I think, as I say to you, it's a very nice job, and the salary is nice, and your social, I mean, your career, it's very important for every pilot, especially in Indonesia. But you need to have big money as usual to become a pilot, or you need to go to government supported flight school and be best of the best and wait for the screenings for different airlines, and maybe you'll be hired, but you really need to be best of the best. You need to have the good educational background, good knowledges. But I would highly suggest for you Garuda in Indonesia, because I was working there. They have the highest standards as far as what I saw working with Garuda. So if you have the dream to be a pilot in Indonesia, I would recommend Garuda Indonesia first. And if you fail the interview, try again. If you fail again, try again. But don't concentrate too much on one airline. Maybe you have many more other airlines like Lion Air, Batik Air, and many more. And if you go there, fly there, but follow the highest standards as possible, then you perform your job. For now, my friends, thank you very much for watching this video. I think it's very boring from my side. From I think I film very boring videos, my friends, and I think you are awesome guy because you are watching my boring videos. That is why you need to follow the awesome guy checklist. So first, like this video, then subscribe to my channel, then ring the bell, whatever it means. Thank you very much for watching my videos and have a great time. Pam pam.